One of the questions I'm asked most often is how to transfer an embroidery pattern once you have it. So today I just wanted to show you some of my favorite ways to do that. And the first is using a water erasable pen. I don't know if you can see that there. This is used in sewing and basically can be used in embroidery too to mark patterns up. And what you really want to do is you print out your pattern and you're going to put your fabric over it. And ideally this is used on a light colored fabric, a thinner fabric, and you'll be able to see your pattern through it. Now this fabric is maybe just slightly dark, so what I would do in this case is tape my pattern to a window and put the fabric over it. And then you really just trace your pattern. And this blue marker will stay in your fabric until you rinse it out with cold water. So you can really just stitch over this and you don't have to worry about it rubbing out or anything. And when you're done, you just rinse it out and let your fabric dry and you're ready to go. The other method that you can use is this carbon paper, which you can get this at Amazon. It comes in a bunch of different colors. I find this is sometimes nice to use on dark colored fabric. So for example, the transfer pen would probably not show up very well on this. So instead, you can trace over it with transfer paper. So this is carbon paper. The downside of this is that it does rub out over time. But basically, you're going to put your pattern over it, put the carbon paper in between your fabric and your pattern, and then use a ballpoint pen to trace it. And you'll see the red starts to transfer. Now this does rub out, so sometimes if I use this method, what I will do is go over it with just like a white jelly roll pen. But you have to be careful because this does not really rinse out, and you have to make sure you stitch over it entirely. So another method that you can use on dark fabric is Printable Dissolvable Stabilizer Paper. And basically there's a bunch of different brands. I've used both of these. They work very similarly. I think DMC also makes some. And basically what this is it's paper that you can run through your printer. So you print your pattern on this. Here's an example I ran through my laser printer. And this has a little bit of an adhesive on the back. So this actually will stick right to your fabric. And then you can stitch over this, and when you're done, this dissolves in water. So the trick with this one is you want to make sure you don't let it soak in water when you're rinsing it out, and you want to rinse it really thoroughly. So usually I'll rinse it, I'll put it in like a bowl of water, rinse it and agitate it after I'm done stitching, and I'll do that like 2 or 3 times because otherwise it can leave like a sticky residue. But this is one of my favorite ways to stitch on dark fabric or heavy fabric where it's hard to transfer the pattern in with another method. So these are some of the brands again where you can pick up that dissolvable paper. So those are just some of the ways that I enjoy stitching and transferring patterns, and try them out, see which one you like the best.